I take people's furniture that's worn out, or sometimes it's just the wrong color, and I take it apart, sometimes just the outer cover, or sometimes all the way to the frame. Upholstery is kind of a building process. There's a first piece and a second piece and so forth and so on. So you just begin to cut it out and you apply the first piece, and then you go on to the next one and the next one after that, until it's a finished product. I've probably, now for 20 years, I've had the shop of my own, and most of that time, except for about 6 years, it was in the home somewhere. And that was basically because I was a mother, and really, it was more economical to have it in the home. If there was, as long as there was a space in the home to have it, it's worked out good. Been a good profession for a mom with kids and family to deal with.
It's kind of always been that way. We've always been in the shop, always been around the shop. So the shop noises, whether it's her hammering on something or the air compressor going off, you just kind of get used to it being in the house. And it's also really nice that she doesn't have to commute to and from work. And then for us, we always have our mom there if we ran into trouble at home. The first few years we were just nuisances.
Funny story, sometimes you open up these sofas and chairs, and I mean, it's like a piñata, and out comes popcorn and M&Ms. And of course, with toddlers around, you got to clean that up pretty quick before they start munching on it.
To start, we kind of did the small work, which means taking staples out of furniture, anything from sofas to chairs to stools. Just on the underside, the layers are stapled on, and we have little tools to take the staples out to streamline the process for her.
Their biggest help has been in the actual pickup and delivery. That's one thing about a one-woman upholstery shop. You cannot pick up a sofa by yourself. Yeah, and it's been good to help them to learn the value of work, I think, because they need a little extra money. Well, there's always a chair to tear down or something to do in the shop for them to work for it. Well, I wouldn't say there's an average day. I'd say there's 2 or 3 maybe average days. Some days I can come down in the shop and just strictly work on projects with very little interruption. Some days are very interrupted with a lot of calls, customer calls, which are good. Or there may be a lot of phone interaction with suppliers, with decorators, or meeting with decorators in the home. Yeah, those would be, and there's always the actual picking up and delivering of things that can interrupt an actual work day in the shop.
The biggest thing that she has shown me is definitely to express yourself through your work. She does a lot of work for other people, upholstering other people's furniture, but while it is her job, she definitely puts herself into it and is creative with what she does. So I would definitely look for that in a job that I could express myself in.
I see where people can kind of create their own business or their own job or their own employment. They don't have to go the traditional routes of, looking in the paper or job hunters, whatever. And they can make it work, and it can be very adapted to your lifestyle, like we were talking about the children before and family before. I think that's the greatest thing, and it's a nice, I always love it when I hear just really creative jobs that people have that they've just created for themselves and do and make a living.